NoteKeeper. This is our title page. It's like paper, only better. Log on. There are a variety of users. Different users restrict access to different things, but since we want you to show everything that we currently do, we're logging in as admin because admins have full rights. So just give it a minute to log in. But first things first, let's create a client. So NoteKeeper is centered around users, clients, and appointments. A client is someone that, the person who's making notes either knows or has to deal with. So since this is based for medical personnel and our group leader is really sick, we're going to make a new client based on him. So it will be the late Mr. Blocker. Okay.
It was very sad.
It was very sad. He got so sick he couldn't help us do much of the finishing. Not really his fault. The flu, attacks randomly and without mercy. All right. So these three things are drop-down menus connected to tables. As you can see, currently the selection is limited, but
we also hope to be able to add more. So, like, say that for the specific application for the person that we're giving it to needs something else,
something a little more PC rather than the slightly racist white male member of Goldman Sachs.
Yes.
Okay, so let's create the client. Excellent. So it displays
all the stuff, very ugly.
All right, and we have the option to add a note about the client. All right, so we're adding a note. We click our little button, and we're adding a note about the client once the page loads. There you are. See, create a note for a client. So the description is death. So, Kyle is
Blocker
dead from influenza. Okay.
Sorry, I'm kind of...
All right, let's go. Create. So we are creating a note.
Oh, we can even add
notes. All right.
Good call.
And what we're going to do is we're going to query our database using a very fancy stored procedure. It's very fancy because the slightly fancy one wasn't available. And we'll be querying it for just this client, so the late Mr. Blocker. So we'll call the filter thing, and just as soon as the page loads, the link to the client it's about, and what was in the note.
So I can go here. We can see the other part. The other part of this is a scheduler, which just disappeared because I clicked that link. As you can see, it's not optimized.
All right, and
so we have a couple of views here that are pretty cool, but we'll go ahead and make an appointment for this. I guess this is just going to be a eulogy of sorts.
Well, today it's Friday in the morning. Let's make it for Friday in the afternoon. Eulogy?
How do you spell that? O-G-Y. Who cares?
Yeah.
Okay, start time.
So it's, let's see, it's the, what is it? It's
12/7.
12/7/2012. That's 10 and an inch. 2012.
Actually, that was worse, much worse than 10 and an inch.
Okay then. And let's see, let's make it at 9 p.m.
Let's make it at 10 a.m.
10 a.m. Fine. It'll be an early funeral, and it'll take 25 minutes. Okay, so we create an appointment.
And
it'll take a moment.
This part right here is actually part of our morning. He was the brains that was going to make that attachment. So
also add a note to appointments, but we're not going to unless he's already clicked it. Yes, you have. Okay, so we'll quote no search. It's an interruption.
Yeah, that's
and his mother, and that's good. We can create the note, and if we looked in the notes, it would appear. Schedule area, we have 3 choices of calendar: daily, weekly, monthly. Since it's today, we're going to look at the daily one. So give it a minute to load, and you see at the top it says the date, Friday, December 7th, and let's scroll down to 10 a.m. and there we are. From 10 a.m. to 10:25, we have a eulogy. It's very sad. Let's look at some of the other calendar views. All right, so we also have the weekly view. Only the weekdays are highlighted because, people who work don't do much on the weekends. And, you go through the day. As you can see, there are a few other appointments, all around in there. That's our test data. And it's
Ooh, there's
in
one on
buckets.
Sunday.
Yeah, and there's one on Sunday. And it's all in buckets of 1 hour. Okay, we can get a glimpse of that and see. Look at all this stuff. That's all in 1 week. Yes, that's all of the taste data that's in this week. We have many other appointments, but they're all in the 90s because that's the default beginning date. All right.
Okay, so now we're going to go to notes, and this is just going to list all the notes that we currently have in the database. And since of our recent sad occurrence, yeah, he was going to make so that we could have other things. Anyway, so as you can see, we have these certain notes. Some of them say to self.
So you can make
So as you can see, we have these certain notes. Some of them say to self.
So you can make you may or may not have seen it earlier. You can actually make blank notes. So the user can go to create note. Don't click that. And make a note associated with the user creating the note. So those would just be the user's notes, no one else's.
As you can see, we were doing that a lot at the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
And these are actual creation dates. These aren't dates that we specify. And then here we actually...
and if there's a note about an appointment, like we said earlier, it lists the appointment that it's associated with.
And this is a client, so this actually has a list of the client, as you saw earlier with this one. And so this is basically...
Oh, and let's log out.